A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary. Collapsed. The roof that he was working on collapsed. The roof that he was working on collapsed. What has that got to do with Lou? Isn't this police work? Why would he help this Kelso? He is a friend of yours? Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help. Mr. Kelso, I don't accept the settlement. I don't want the money. I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play. Of course not. Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse. How do you know that? Do you believe everything that you read, Mr. Kelso? I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house. So now you know my motives, Mr. Kelso? And how do you intend to prove that? If I wanted to dispute the settlement, I would have brought along a lawyer. I want to find out what happened to my friend. Surely you understand that. No. We were family friends. I don't like your attitude, Mr. Kelso. You really want to know? We were interned together on Ellis Island, resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there. He was my friend. Can you prove any different, Mr. Kelso? Reopen the case, Mr. Kelso. Save your company a significant amount of money. Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated. I believe that money has value. I believe your work defines who you are, and you should be paid relative to the quality of your work. There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved. I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it? I'm a German, Mr. Kelso. We no longer have a government. I'm not a Soviet, unless you have some way of proving differently. Mr. Kelso, the greatest threat to America is not another way of life, but American naivety as to how other people live their lives. Yes. Is that usual? The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso. My friend deserves the truth, Mr. Kelso. You can find it. Mr. Kelso, I'm sure you have some inquiries to make. You look as if you might have something on your mind, Mr. Kelso. If you wish to simply interrogate me for your own enjoyment, Mr. Kelso, then I will answer no more questions. Here is my number. Call me when you're prepared to help. Hello? Yes, Mr. Kelso. Yes, and what have you found? Meet me at the Blue Room. I work there tonight. I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then. Auf Wiedersehen, Mr. Kelso. I was doing what you asked. Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance money. I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole? Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms. For God's sake, Cole! Call an ambulance! Not long, Mr. Kelso. Please, call me Elsa. I'd like to explain because Cole needs your help, Jack. The police department have frozen him out. I just wanted to apologize for... He was a carpenter. He built sets for RKO, Warner Brothers. That's perfectly understandable, Mr. Jack. I hope we can meet again under less dramatic circumstances.
It's fine! You belittle his memory. Get out of my way, Jack. You call yourself his friend.
I felt better. He saved me from the doctor. What is he talking about? For God's sake, Jack, what are you going to do? He was my only real friend, Harlan. We went through it all. Do you realize what he meant to me? You have no idea. You said it was construction work. Lois, for God's sake, he was my best friend. The only man who ever loved me without putting his hands on me. And why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD? Take a break, boys. And this is your idea of making inquiries, Untersturmführer? Will you sit down? Ask your questions, Herr Officer. We have work to do. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, I'm very sure. I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him. And how would you like to prove that, detective? You're out of your depths here, detective, and you're asking the wrong questions of the wrong people. I can't help you. You just don't get it, do you? Some people can't live without heroin. You think your threats frighten me? And how do you expect to prove that? I have a rehearsal to finish. It's time for you to leave. Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with you, officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed? And you're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed. Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics? Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective? Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city. Brave words, and very noble. But words are just words, Colfax. Leave me alone. I have nothing more to say to you. No more questions. Arrest me or leave me to do my work. Do something. Don't just stand there all day. Do you wish to finish the interview? Good morning, doctor. Thank you, doctor. I'm sorry, doctor. I've been feeling much better. It's the new man in my life. He's convinced me to fight my addiction. He can finally see things from a human perspective, rather than the ivory tower he created for himself. It's making him stronger, and it's making me stronger helping him. We're both finding we have a lot to live up to. In my case, Lou, he went through hell along with me and still came out smiling. In Cole's case, his friend, Jack Kelso. You've heard of him? Cole and Jack are working on a case together. No, he works for the district attorney. He's a special investigator. I thought you didn't know him. He has been looking into Lou's case. Cole thinks it might be linked to some fires he's investigating. You look pale, Doctor. You arranged for Lou to work at Elysian Fields, Doctor. I don't believe you, Doctor. I've seen you with Monroe at a club.